Our submarine force like you've never seen them before.
Once you sail, you are in another world.
The world has become appreciably more dangerous.
Our objective is to deal with the threat.
Australia is currently writing a cheque so large it's difficult to even visualize. We are talking about a figure between $268 and $368 billion. To put that in perspective, that is roughly $10,000 for every single person living in the country today. But this isn't just about money. It's about a fundamental shift in how Australia views its place in the world. This is the AUKUS submarine program, the single most expensive, technologically complex, and strategically significant project our nation has ever attempted. It is being called Australia's moonshot, but unlike the space race, the stakes here aren't just about discovery. They are about survival in an increasingly crowded and contested Indo-Pacific. For the generation that remembers the post-war era, this project feels like echoes of the original Snowy Mountains scheme from 1949. Back then, we brought in 100,000 workers from 30 different countries to tame a mountain and power a nation. It was an act of nation-building that defined modern Australia. Today, AUKUS is being framed in that same light, a 30-year industrial revolution that will transform South Australia and Western Australia into global hubs for high-tech manufacturing. But the differences are stark. While the Snowy scheme was about building dams and tunnels for the common good, AUKUS is about building high-end apex predators of the ocean to prevent a conflict we hope never happens. It is important to clarify right at the start, these are conventionally armed submarines. They do not carry nuclear missiles. The nuclear part is the engine, a self-contained sealed reactor that provides virtually unlimited power. In the world of undersea warfare, a diesel-powered submarine is like a person who can hold their breath for a long time, but must eventually come up for air. Every time they surface to recharge their batteries, they are vulnerable to modern radar. A nuclear submarine, however, is more like a fish. It can stay submerged for months at a time, limited only by the amount of food on board for the crew. For a remote island continent like Australia, surrounded by vast oceans, this range and stealth change everything. The plan to get us there is what the government calls the optimal pathway, and it's a three-step dance across the next 20 years. Step 1 begins as early as 2027, with the arrival of US and UK nuclear submarines at HMS Sterling in Western Australia. This isn't just a visit, it's a rotation to train our sailors and engineers. Step 2 happens in the early 2030s, when Australia is slated to buy at least 3 American-made Virginia-class submarines. This is a critical bridge to keep our capability alive as the old Collins-class fleet is phased out. Finally, Step 3 is the most ambitious. Building our very own fleet of SSN AUKUS submarines right here in South Australia, using a hybrid of British design and American technology. Just days ago, on February 15, 2026, the government put its money where its mouth is, announcing a $3.9 billion down payment specifically for the construction yard in Osborne, South Australia. This isn't just a shed, it's a $30 billion high-tech precinct that will be 10 times larger than anything we've built for the Navy before. To give you an idea of the scale, the main fabrication hall will be 420 meters long. That is so large that even a professional golfer couldn't hit a ball from one end to the other. It will require 710,000 cubic meters of concrete and 126,000 tons of structural steel. It is projected to create 20,000 jobs across the country over the next 30 years. But building a shipyard is one thing. Building a nuclear-powered machine that can withstand the crushing pressures of the deep ocean is another. However, a project this big never goes perfectly, and the risks are starting to pile up. One of the biggest concerns is coming from our partners in the United States. Recent reports from the US Congress have raised a red flag. American shipyards are currently struggling to build enough submarines for their own navy. There is a real fear that if the US feels its own fleet is too thin, they could legally pull the plug on selling those Virginia-class boats to us in the 2030s. If that happens, Step 2 of our plan collapses, leaving a massive capability gap where Australia has no working submarines at all. We are putting an enormous amount of trust in the industrial capacity of an ally that is already stretched to its limit. Then there is the sheer cost and the contingency math. That $368 billion price tag includes a staggering $123 billion, roughly 50%, set aside just in case things go wrong. This is the government admitting that cost blowouts are almost certain. Critics like former Prime Minister Paul Keating have been incredibly vocal, arguing that this money is being cannibalized from the rest of the Australian Defence Force and that the deal makes Australia effectively a 51st state of the US. There is also the unresolved question of nuclear waste. While the government has promised that Australia will handle its own waste on military land, many are asking exactly where that forever home for radioactive material will be. Despite these massive uncertainties, the strategic logic remains focused on one word: deterrence. In a world where the oceans are becoming more transparent due to satellites and drones, the only place to truly hide is deep beneath the surface. These submarines are designed to make any potential adversary take pause before acting against Australian interests. They aren't just weapons. They are meant to be an insurance policy against conflict ever starting. They allow us to hold assets at risk at a great distance from our shores, ensuring that no one can easily blockade our trade routes or threaten our coastlines. Ultimately, the true cost of AUKUS can't just be measured in dollars or tons of steel. It is a test of national will. We are asking our young men and women to serve on these vessels, where a single chief engineer takes 18 years to train. We are asking our taxpayers to fund a project that won't be fully realized until the 2050s. Australia is no longer just a middle power buying off-the-shelf equipment. We are attempting to become a top-tier technological power. Whether this $368 billion gamble pays off won't be known for another decade. But for better or worse, the path is set. Australia is heading into the deep, and there is no turning back. What do you think? Is this massive investment in the future a visionary move for our grandkids? Or is it a multi-billion-dollar gamble that is simply too large for a country of our size? We want to hear from you. Do you have family working in the defense industry today? Let us know your thoughts and memories down in the comments. If you found this journey into the future of our national defense fascinating, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you want to see more deep dives into the issues that define our country, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.